doing out there in podcast world? I hope you're having a wonderful day. You are listening to the Service Business Mastery podcast, and I am here with the world famous Nick Schultz with Xcel. This is the Xcel Xpo?
Xcel Xpo, yeah,
Xcel
baby.
Xpo, okay, yeah. And we are in Savannah. Normally, we travel the country, so getting the pleasure of coming to an expo here in town is really awesome, and I'm super excited to hear from Nick, and then also a former student and teacher here from Richmond Hill High School. We won't hold that against you. I graduated from Effingham.
Oh, no.
So, yeah. So we played soccer against Richmond Hill many a times. Won a few, lost a few, and that's okay.
It's okay. Go Wildcats.
With that being said, Nick, would you give a brief introduction of what Xcel is and then what the Expo is all about?
Yeah, Xcel is a mentoring nonprofit. So we mentor young people ages 15 to 25, and specifically life skills, job skills, and trade skills. And we do that through a network of partnerships. A lot of them come from schools where we do our mentoring at, but we also mentor with business partners and people in the community who support us, not only just financially, but they support us through mentorship as well, where they come in and mentor with us. And that's also how you and I got connected as well. We had a mutual contact, and you came out last summer to our summer skills camp in Richmond Hill.
Yep.
And you did some mentoring in HVAC. So that's kind of how this relationship all got started with you and your wife, and invited you to come out here because I thought that would be really cool too. And we have Mr. Elkins here, who's the teacher at Richmond Hill High School. Let him introduce himself. And Marcus, who I've been mentoring Marcus since he was in middle school, and now he's at Georgia Southern University.
Wow.
So he's been through a lot of our life skills, job skills, and trade skill training, which he can kind of speak on and what that's kind of meant to him and how that's been beneficial to him and in his life as well.
Yeah, that's awesome. And before we get started, I want to give a huge shout out to Dan Baden Chevrolet for being the title sponsor to the event and ultimately making something like this happen.
They have been awesome, man. They've been sponsoring us for almost since we got started. Like Jay, our founder, started it.
Yeah.
They've been one of our OG sponsors and have been doing this for a long time and really believe in what we're doing and want to provide the job opportunities for students, but also show them the industry, and they believe in what we're doing, and we wouldn't be able to do without them. So it's pretty cool.
That is really cool. Mr. Elkin, before we talk to Marcus and get all the good jazz of his experience in the Xcel program, share your thoughts on that, on Xcel and everything.
Well, it's been a tremendous opportunity to have the business community come into the school because they come mentor the kids. They teach them soft skills, job skills, and it's really bringing the business world into the classroom at Richmond Hill High School. We alternate between mentoring sessions we do each week. We talk about goal setting, making goals become a reality. It's nice to talk about goals, but how do you actually accomplish them and track them?
Yeah, it's one thing to set a goal, but to be able to track it from fruition to accomplishment, then that's when you get that satisfaction. You get the dopamine hit, which is honestly, it's a challenge. And I'd like to hear your thoughts on this because within the world of TikTok and Reels and stories on YouTube, you have that almost instant dopamine hit, which is when you're thinking about a 6-month, 1 year, 5-year, 10-year goal, you don't get that instant satisfaction, that dopamine hit like you do with constantly, 30-second reels. So how do you deal with that?
Well, we very much stress to the students, what action steps do you set to make those goals a reality? And we try to get very concrete, very specific on how you can accomplish those. Yeah, I mean, we're competing with social media and all these distractions and everything else. We do talk with the students a lot about filtering out the distractions. But at the end of the day, I think it's where when we do those mentoring sessions, what are the specific steps? I want to study more. Okay, well, that's great, but what exactly do you plan to do to make that happen? But making
the goal specific versus a very broad and it's easy to say that.
It needs to be attainable and measurable. Those are kind of our things.
Yes, very much so. Yeah.
But the other thing I think is with us alternating weeks, the following week they hear from business leaders who talk about, hey, this is what we're looking for in employees. And this today is amazing. The expo is an opportunity for students to visit employers, but Savannah Tech is here.
Yeah.
A lot of training programs for the future. The Savannah Electrical Training Alliance we partner with as well. They're here, and they've worked with some seniors. So it's just phenomenal to see what Nick has done. He's brought it to Richmond Hill High School with a vision,
Yeah.
and to make that vision a reality has just been fantastic. I think Marcus is a testament to that in his work, and being a graduate from the program
Yeah.
and from our school.
Absolutely. Marcus, let's hear from you, your thoughts on the program in general.
So I think that this would have been, without Mr. Nick and mentors like Mr. Elkins, Mr. Nick, all the people who've been mentors to me, I would have been lost without them. I'm going to be honest, I probably wouldn't be in college, or I don't know where I'd be.
Yeah.
But in middle school, when I first started my path, I was definitely not going to make a future for myself.
Yeah, it's funny how that happens. I also want to make sure I give you credit too, because a mentor can do so much, but if the mentee is not paying attention, if the mentee does not implement everything the mentor is teaching, then it's I don't want to take anything away from the mentors in here, but I want to make sure that the mentee is acknowledged as well as someone who's doing the hard work that we're telling you to do.
Yes, and that's a big thing. You can listen to somebody and not hear them, but you can also listen to them, hear them, and act on it.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of different steps between hearing what they're saying and acting on it. For example, for a while, I was listening, but I wasn't paying attention enough, and then eventually I started listening and applying these things.
Yeah.
That they teach us here.
How much of a difference and how much of a change did you see once you started implementing?
I definitely saw a really big change. Like, for example, when I was, I believe, from middle school to high school, I was very lost. I feel like my grades would depend on my grades. For example, I usually focus on either do this assignment that I'd like to do.
We're all guilty of that.
And the other thing is, like, sometimes it's harder for us. So focus on other things when there's so many distractions, as you're saying.
You're absolutely right. And when you're in the home life, prioritizing doing the assignments that you don't want to do versus getting on the video games or scrolling through TikTok or YouTube or something like that. It's kudos to you for prioritizing that to even make it to college.
Yes, and one big change I've seen is I go out and I do things. And
what do you mean by that?
Like, I'll hang out with friends, yeah, but I can also go out and, like, learn things on my own. I can attend events like this event.
Yeah.
I can attend job searches events. It's not just, you don't have to just stay on an event that you've been invited to. You can do things on your own too and invite your friends along with you.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And one of the things I wanted to say about Marcus too was that, like you said before, Tersh, like, you have to want it. Like, we can't force a student to do anything. So it's something that he wanted, and sometimes they don't realize they want it, but eventually he did. And Marcus is someone that came to, like, our summer skills camps. He was actually one of our students of the year in Bryan County as well. He was our Xcel student of the year in Bryan County. You remember what year that was? Was that 2022? And that's because of all the hard work he put in. And that's where the exciting part of, like, the trade companies and the industry come in, where we can talk about goal setting, time management, financial stewardship, and, like, hey, this is how you do a job interview, and shake a hand. But when we alternate those sessions with also mentoring, getting tools in kids' hands and building something and fixing something, light bulbs turn on a little bit more, where you're developing other skills too. So you can learn all those things together, and it accelerates the mentoring, but also his confidence in himself, that there's a lot of things he can do, and it's not just all verbal. It's let's figure out how to take care of our car, our home, our apartment, our families. And now he's really starting to grow and accelerate quickly, and it was exciting to see.
It's so funny you mentioned that, because when I was in high school, one of the things that I never learned. Now, I wasn't in the trades the trade section in particular. I was on the college prep with distinction course. I did, because of ROTC, I got some tech prep recognition, but I was fiending for electrical. Like, I just wanted to learn electrical, like, the whole time I was in high school, and I never learned it. I took the ASVAB, and I scored a 97. The points that I missed were all electrical related, and now I own an electrical company. So how the world turns is kind of crazy. But what I'm getting to is long story around the summer event that I went to this past summer with you. I had the privilege to get into the electrical trailer, and I checked out what I think it was David that was teaching the electrical. That was cool.
Yeah.
Learning, not necessarily learning Ohm's law only, but understanding what Ohm's law would even do, like the resistance and like creating a complete circuit, having a light switch come on, a light switch turn the light bulb on. So it's really awesome, the fact that y'all like do the hands-on things, because it's so simple to just like throw a notebook in front of somebody or a textbook and say, hey, read this and learn it.
Well, while we have touched on all the different trades like electrical and plumbing, woodworking, the one thing that I was most proud of is this previous school year, we took on a project of woodworking, carpentry. There were some classes and some portables that they wanted to set up a picnic areas for special needs classes. And they wanted to set up this picnic area. And so from scratch, we donations from local businesses of lumber and all the screws and everything else we needed to put into this. We built 4 picnic tables, but a couple of them were wheelchair accessible.
Oh, that's cool.
And it was so funny. We took the blueprint. We were looking online for how to build this stuff, and then we were like, no, we'll tailor this to our needs a little bit, and I hope this works. And they're still out there and still doing great. But it was like it combined together some give back to the school, to the students in need. It provided for that carpentry skills and woodworking skills. And then the kids, they did 90% of the work was done by the students, mainly because Nick and I, hey, we do the best we can, but we were trying to do all that woodworking and stuff. We were trying to figure it out with them. But it was great that the kids took ownership in it. It was self-confidence. Everything wrapped into that one project. A lot of different, it's not just hands-on skills, but leadership, organization, stuff like that.
Problem solving, which is why we try to mentor as well. It's like, not everything is easy. Yeah. It's like when you went back to the circuit board, it's like we're not mentoring where like everything gets done and fixed every time. Yeah. It's like you have to work through it. And that's what a lot of these industries and companies talk about too. It's you can teach somebody and apprentice them in a specific skill, but some of the lost art is just learning how to problem solve things when they don't go well.
Yeah, because things don't always go well in life in general.
Exactly.
And your reaction to something not going well says more about you than your reaction when things do go well.
Yep. And that's a testament to Marcus too, because when I first started mentoring you, I think it's okay to say he was at the alternative school just because of some difficulties and stuff he was going through, and that's where I started working with him was there, and that's to his credit, working through some of those things, and as a middle schooler too, to see like what he was kind of going through, and like just imagine you even talking on a podcast right now compared to like how little you would talk to me when we first met. It's like just the confidence that he has, and like you said, it is him. We're trying to get people to be a network to help students get to where they want to go, but ultimately it's what they have inside of them and bringing people around them to bring it out, because he has that in him, and it's exciting to see.
It is.
It's about empowering young people.
Yeah.
I think that's the number one thing. We just try to give you the skills, and then you take it from there. And I think kind of at times the sky's the limit. I mean, I think it's great to see.
Yeah, and I love the fact. Well, first, I want to ask you, what were the students' reactions after the tables were all built and everything?
Oh, we had a celebration. We had, I I remember we had a picnic out there that day, and the classes came out. They love it.
Yeah.
It's a hangout spot, but it's a hangout spot for everybody now.
Oh, cool.
Yesterday, there was a literature class out there enjoying the nice weather and having a class outside, so it's
Yeah.
really neat. But yeah, it's just the students, the sense of accomplishment was amazing. And so we've talked about doing different projects in the future like that. Hopefully we can pull that off again.
Oh, yeah, that's exciting. I appreciate you guys coming and hanging out with us. Nick, this event, obviously, we all thank you for putting this on and inviting us to be a part of this event, too, even though we're not here in the air conditioning realm of things. This is kind of, it is really fun. It's great to see everybody's reaction to a podcast being here. And finally, podcasts are becoming more mainstream, so people recognize them and understand what it is. But it is very interesting already the conversations that I've had with students and teachers as far as podcasting in general. So, yeah, I appreciate you allowing
Appreciate
us.
you getting the word out, man.
Thank
We
you.
got two great young men here with us, so
Yeah.
I'm happy to share this time with them.
Absolutely. If anybody has any questions at all about Xcel and they're listening to this, what's the best way for them to learn more?
Yeah, so, I mean, obviously the website, which is old school, but it's xceltoday.com. That starts with Xcel today.com. Social media, we're all at Xcel Mentoring.
Okay.
So Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, that's the best way to see everything. And we're there, man.
Cool, man. I appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Yep. See you.